I'm Bambi Francisco for Vader News with this segment of Lessons for Entrepreneurs, and I'm speaking with Noah Doyle. He's a managing partner at Javelin Venture Partners, and prior to Javelin, Noah was an angel investor. He invested in Keyhole, which was eventually sold to Google Earth. Noah also co-founded MyPoints back in 1996, and that company went public in 1998, so he's had a lot of experience on the operations side as well as the investing side. Noah, thanks for joining me.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So for the entrepreneurs out there, what are your 3 pieces of advice to them?
Absolutely. You know, when we started Javelin, you know, I and my partner Jed Katz really wanted to create a firm that had a culture of an operator's, manager's kind of environment. You know, we wanted to, you know, view venture capital like a startup, and you know, some of the things that we thought about in starting our fund that I think are also great principles that we definitely advise our portfolio companies to follow. The first is really, you know, create a culture, pay attention to culture, think about what should your culture be like, and then work to make it that way. What you see is that talented people, you know, they want to be challenged, but they also want to have fun, and mixing the fun and the challenge together in a work environment will get people, not only will it improve their satisfaction at work, it'll get them talking about what a great place they work at, and that'll attract other talented people to the company, and it'll just raise the overall quality of the team, and it'll improve the environment of the work environment. It's just a self-reinforcing thing. So paying attention to culture is a big one. The KISS principle is just something that you have to follow everywhere. Keep it simple, stupid. It's a good thing to recite to yourself in the morning, in the mirror every morning. From your product to your business plan to your presentations to everything you do, if your product is easy to use and easy to understand, your value proposition is straightforward, your pitch to investors is easy to grasp, you're going to find everything happening quicker and faster. And everyone knows, you know, as an entrepreneur, you have to keep a million balls in the air. You're never going to have enough time in the day to do everything you want. And every little complexity, what seems minor, becomes major when you don't have time to chase every little activity. You know, I think an example of that in a company that I can think of that everyone knows about is Twitter. You know, Twitter's just really hyper-focused on a very straightforward product, and they've had a million opportunities to, you know, build bells and whistles, and they've resisted that. And you see it in both the community that's building around people building products on top of Twitter, and also just in the ease of use of the product, and that's really fueled their ability to grow fast. The last principle I would say is especially in today's environment, when it's so hard to raise money, to raise investment money, and you know the exits seem to get farther and farther off. You know, the exit environment is challenged. Cost control. You know, you build a culture in your company around cost control. You know, as a CEO, you know, bring a brown bag to lunch. We have an investment in a company called AdRocket, and you know, the first board meeting, the CEO said, "Well, you know, we're not going to pay for dinner, but if you want to bring food, you know, you can." And I thought that was
has to bring their own coffee.
Bring your own coffee. Is that your policy? It's a good policy.
Yeah.
But it's just so important, you know, in today's environment, because that dollar that you spent on something frivolous, you know, could be used to build the business, and it's so hard to raise money. It takes so long. You want to get the maximum use out of every penny, and it really has to infuse everything you do. So
I like that. So the KISS principle: keep it simple, stupid, create a culture early on, and create a culture of cost control. Lastly, what about mistakes that you see entrepreneurs, or maybe a mistake that you've made when you were at MyPoints, but what is something you see time and again, over and over again, that people do, that entrepreneurs do?
Yeah, I think when you start a business, you know, as an entrepreneur, you're always very enthusiastic, very excited. You know, you think you have the answer. And I think that the challenge for CEOs is really always to be open to input and open to criticism. In many ways, your worst critic could be your greatest ally in terms of poking the holes in the business plan, helping you understand what you're doing wrong. You basically should be in constant self-reflective mode and really try to listen, learn something from everybody you meet. Be open and listen to everyone's input and feedback and try to learn from it every day. And I think that's one of the great things about being involved in startups is that every day is different. You learn something new and you get to grow as a person as a result. So really embrace that and use it as an opportunity for discovery.
Okay, Noah, great pieces of advice. Thank you very much. I've been speaking with Noah Doyle. He's managing partner at Javelin Venture Partners. I'm Bambi Francisco.